Alright, so now once we've made our PCB, we can just go into design and click on convert schematic to PCB. You can also press Alt P if you like, that's a shortcut, and then you can just go this way. I always try to keep this at 0 and 0, and for initially I let the software decide what it wants to keep the height and width as. And also you want to make sure your copper layers are set at 2. Yes, we're making a single-sided PCB, but look what happens when I do one. So it gives me an error. So we'll circumvent this problem later on when we are routing our traces. I want the board outline to be rectangular, but you can also choose circular, round, rectangular. It's up to you, or you can make a custom one on your own. Alright, so now you can see that the 0 is over here. You can also see that from the mouse position in the lower right hand corner. So if I hover over here, you can see it's close to 0, 0. Mouse X and mouse Y. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is, wait, let me just get into field of view. Also you can press shift and scroll up or down to move, to pan right or left. You can also press control and scroll to go up and down, pan up and down. Just simply scrolling would zoom you in and out. So this is also true for the schematic page. So you can shift scroll to pan right left, control scroll to pan up down, and control and just scroll to pan in and out. Alright, so now so this is, now if you go into layers, this is a good way to see what this color code means. You can see that this is the board outline, right? So the board outline tells me the boundary of my board. It tells me, all right, this is the boundary within which you should place your components. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to select all of our components and we're going to place them inside. You see these little thin blue lines? These are called rat lines, all right? So these you can also see them in layers, that these three blue lines are rat lines. Where are they? Yeah. See? So this eye symbol, if you just toggle it, it will hide, or you can hide or view things from it. Okay? Alright. Alright, so now, so essentially right now what you're seeing is a top view of your PCB. You're seeing to your PCB from the side where components are being placed. So right now I want to make sure that these rat lines don't intersect. In this small PCB it won't be much of a problem, but in a larger PCB it will be. So how to place components? Well, you could just look at your schematic. You know that, okay, my terminal block is close to R2. So J1 and R2, these are two component codes that you can use. So J1, R2, they are close to each other. So right now we only have 3 components, so it's not much of a big deal, but you want to place them close to each other. So I can align them horizontally, align their centers. I feel like I want to align this center and this center as well. Yeah. So now my components are aligned. Alright, and they are within the boundary. Also, notice that when I click on a component, it shows me which layer it's on. So if I look at the layers, it's on the top layer, right? So yeah, so this is showing me that I want to be within the top layer. So yeah, so it's indicated by red, but there's no red copper over here, so that's why it's not showing up. When we go to routing, I'll show what it looks like. Then you have this another layer, it's called silk screen. So I feel like I've mentioned what it is in the lab. So this shows you your components outline in the top layer. Alright, so this top silk screen. There's another bottom silk screen layer. Yeah, it's in green, but we don't see anything here because all these components are through hole and they're intended to be placed on the top of the PCB. One thing to note is that these pads are multi-layers. What that means is that they are connected on top and bottom both, but since we're making a single side PCB, so this top layer for the pad won't be visible, if that makes sense. It won't be apparent in the PCB. Alright, so our copper layer is on the bottom. Alright, so that's how we're intending to make our PCB. Alright, so these are pads I've mentioned. So anytime you click on a pad, it shows you its pad properties. Alright, and if you hit on a component, it shows the component properties. Right, it shows you its prefix. So J1, R2 and LED1 are prefixes. You can choose to see the name or not on your PCB, so I can choose to look at it or not, but by default it's taken out. You can make shorten the name as well from here if you like, but normally I don't like to use that. I just rely on these prefixes to sort of make them more appropriate. Okay, I'm gonna click on this and align them. I believe, yeah, they do align the centers. I can click on this, this, and this again. Yeah, so it comes in the center. So this is fine because this is just a printing layer on top of the copper layer or the top layer, in fact. Yeah, in our case, it's going to be on the top layer where there is no copper. And we're probably not even going to print it, to be honest.